That was horrible.
Chrono Trigger is one of the fucking
It's a great game.
best games in the universe.
So great.
Lavos is actually an intergalactic parasite.
I hate those.
Right? They always
They're
get
the
in
worst kind of parasites.
They always get in my snatch. So you go back in time as Chrono, and through the help of your allies, you save the world. So Chrono goes back in time initially to save Marl, right? Marl is the princess figure. She's princessy.
She's a huge tomboy.
I wouldn't say she's a...
Yeah, she's a huge tomboy.
But compared to, like, Luca
No, but
or Ayla...
Luca doesn't have the... Luca's not a princess. She's not expected to be super feminine. Like, her parents raise her to be basically what she wants to be. Which is she's an inventor.
Inventor, yeah.
Marl is raised to be a princess and to be prim and proper, and you see her several times in the game take off a dress and be like, I hate wearing a dress. I want to wear pants.
But I don't think desiring to wear pants instead of dress necessarily means masculine.
No, I don't.
Well, but it reads that way in pop culture.
But also, tomboy doesn't necessarily always mean masculine.
But in general...
Tomboy means you identify more with the boys that get to have fun than the girls that have to be prim and proper. No, tomboy is, I refuse to conform to what you are expecting of me more than anything.
Well, she's kind of the moral core of the team. Like, whenever they're having doubts, she's the one who's like, no, we should do this because it's right and shit. At some point in the game, Chrono, the main character, he dies. And she sort of implicitly, she becomes the leader.
Oh, cute.
I say implicitly because any character you choose at any given moment can be the leader.
But like, she's the one who says, we can time
We
travel.
have to do this.
She's the one that the game writers wanted you to pick.
Yes.
Right.
She's like, we can time travel, let's go fix him.
Molly put it best. She's the one the game writers want you to pick. She's the default. But I think the most interesting female character here is Luca.
Well, let's show Marl. That's not her real name. Her real name is Nadia.
Doesn't really matter.
But she goes by the name of Marl. She's wearing pants.
I love the harem pants. I love harem pants.
Yeah.
Can we make harem pants like an actual wearable thing, like in the current day, without you being like Pakistani and or like really super fashion forward? Stop that. I also dig the crossbow.
Yeah.
So Luca is the inventor character. She's how you even get in the past to begin with. She's like considered the smartest character in the game. She is very genius. She's also
very genius.
So genius.
Much
like
genius.
Me.
Much genius.
Very intuition.
Just like me.
Yeah.
But
Luca is like, her intelligence is considered the main character trait to her character, and this is what she looks like.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Frankly, I think she's the best female character on the list.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like streetwear again.
Mm-hmm.
Also, her hair is purple.
Yeah.
That's very important. And look at her glasses that are awesome. Also,
this game is very steampunk.
This game is incredibly steampunk, yes. This game, I might argue, is the best balance between medieval and technology.
Well, because time travel is a part of the game that sort of makes it easy to do that.
Ayla is someone you meet when you go way back in time as part of your adventures to, like, prehistoric, yeah. And she is the chief of her tribe, and she's female, and, like, she's the only character in the game who has literally no magic. But she relies purely on her brute strength.
Well, that's pretty much all there is to say about her. She doesn't really have a strong character development, but she's a strong character. Here's the picture.
Oh, why is she so skimpily clothed? The news is she's prehistoric, but apparently they had prehistoric curling irons too. Yeah, I do dig her muscular legs. If you're gonna show off her legs, make them butch.
And she actually doesn't use a club in the game. It's always her fist.
Yeah, but look at her hair.
Yeah.
She clearly has been working with the curling iron.
Before it's been invented.
Her hair didn't look like that. She didn't wake up like that like Beyonce.
I think Luke was the coolest, then Marl, then Ayla. But I also love Scala, even though she's kind of damseled.
Yes.
Talk about
Well,
Scala.
it's not her fault she got damseled, right?
Yeah. Talk about Scala.
She is the sister to one of the characters who is initially an antagonist, and then eventually that character becomes a protagonist. Magus is one of your party's initial antagonists because you think he's the person who brought about Lavos. You go back in time and you find in 12,000 BC, Magus was actually just one of the children of this evil queen who was trying to revive Lavos when he initially landed in a meteorite, right? She was trying to revive him from a meteorite.
Obviously.
And her daughter, Scala, had these prophetic powers and was trying to stop her from doing that. Yeah? And before she's able to stop her, Magus, her little brother from another time period.
Magus from basically the medieval time goes back to the magic time. Scala is the princess of the kingdom that has the magic powers, and then realizes that her mother is being manipulated by this power source. Like, she's using the intergalactic parasite as a power source, and it's like making her head do crazy things. So she's like, Mom, you gotta stop that. It's not doing good things for you. And then Mom gets mad. There's this like big catastrophe when the two kids get sent into the future. Like, the little boy gets sent into the medieval times, where he grows up to be this evil king. Throughout the course of the game, you never know what happens to Scala. She like just disappears completely. And her brother, through the course of the game, is actually trying to find her in all of time and space. So here's the evil mother, who's manipulated by the power that she's receiving. Yeah.
She's drag fabulous.
I do dig the hair.
Yeah.
She was rocking the mullet before it was cool.
And here's Scala.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. She's a teenage...
She looks medieval, only with cool hair.
Yeah. Well, it's pre-medieval, but like these people...
Well, her garments look medieval. Her
Yeah.
hair looks like Tiffany at the mall.
so what happens
in
is...
the 80s.
Can you blame them for making her hair
I
fabulous?
think we're alone now.
Doesn't seem to be anyone there.
I'm a new kind of woman, I'm a new kind of woman, I'm a don't take shit from you kind of woman, so buckle up, cause we're gonna move fast.
Earthbound.
Which is another fantastic game, but it's problematic.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's problematic in terms of gender. I would say in terms of character development overall. 1994 is when it was created.
And it basically takes place in 1994.
The rest of the games we've been looking at have pretty much been in chronological order. Earthbound is known for its atmosphere. Like, it's the only one of these games that's extremely rigidly modern.
It takes place now.
Right. Like, the characters use shit like baseball bats for weapons, and use shit like pizza slices for medicine.
I use pizza slices for medicine all the time.
I think an important thing to note about this game is, first of all, none of the characters are well developed. Paula is a character in this game. She's a psychic, but that's pretty much all you know about her.
Her parents run an orphanage, and the kids all like her.
First of all, Paula is the only female playable character. And I wouldn't call her empowering, but I feel like this game just sort of, and I say this very cautiously as a feminist, but it kind of exists outside of gender, just because the setting and the overall feel are more important than the actual characters.
I would agree that they're more important, but I would not agree that it exists outside of gender. Because the weapons she uses in the game are frying pans and purses.
Oh.
That's true.
Oh, admittedly, a frying pan is a really good weapon.
It is. If someone's using a baseball bat, a frying pan is a logical corollary.
Especially if you got a good iron one.
Yeah. But here's
But
Paula.
that includes an S. Yeah, here's Paula. Yeah.
Looks pretty generic.
Yeah.
Right.
They all look pretty generic.
I mean, the point of this game is that it's really not about individual characters. It's about setting.
Yeah.
Because Ness, the main protagonist, like,
He never speaks.
there really is literally no character trait you would assign to him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that as an excuse.
But in that case, why even have her?
What,
You
you
know,
wouldn't want
rather
any
than-
female representation?
No,
whatsoever?
that's not what I'm saying. Like, why? If you're not gonna make anything out of it, why have her there? Or why not have her be the protagonist? I guess. Like, if she is existing in this form and not doing anything or influencing anything in a way that is meaningful as a woman,
Why does it matter?
what's
that
the
she's a
point of
woman?
her?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, why does it matter that she's a woman? Why does it matter that she's even there? Why have her not be the main character or even optionally as the main playable character?
I think this game is a powerful demonstration of the male as default. Because really,
That's what I was
none of the
thinking.
character
That's
traits,
what I was thinking, yeah.
none of the characters, even Jeff, who you say is the most well-defined, even Jeff,
Barely. But yes, I would say.
Yeah, none of the characters have personality traits. So why not make them all female? Although...
And, like, especially because I look at this and I'm like, this is so feminine. I mean, this is the ideal, right? Well, not the ideal. I mean, in a cartoony way.
Yeah.
Right? She's got her little red bow. She's got her pink dress. Her little blonde hair and blue eyes. Her eyes are even blue. Her little fake
Blush.
button eyes are
And,
blue.
She got like the
You know,
blush.
and it's like, why make them blue and not black? You know, like
Yeah.
she's like this perfect little thing.
And actually, this is, to me, one of the games where they really could have done that, like, all female characters, and I feel like it really wouldn't have changed anything.
Or all, you know, or all male characters, conversely, which is what shows that it doesn't...
Because literally none of the characters in this game develop romantic bonds. And I don't remember completely, but I think even in Earthbound 3, which is the sequel, which I've also played, which is an amazing emotional game. But even in that, there are no romantic bonds. There are no bonds based on... And my only point in saying that is there's no bonds based on heteronormative gender roles.
Yeah,
so why
it's like-
even bother?
Well, it's like, I would think that, like, if you're going to have her there and have her be as feminine as she is, either have her optional as the player, like the, whatchamacallit, or, you know,
Yeah,
give her a purpose.
That would be interesting. What would change about Earthbound if you started the game with Paula and Paula rescued Ness?
Nothing.
Nothing would change. If Ness's parents are the ones who own the orphanage, Ness is the one who prays to the player at the end, nothing would change.
Literally nothing. Because really...
It's feminism.
Yep. Well, if you ignore the
Equality.
actual genders assigned to the characters, I actually think this game could be the most feminist in the lot.
You could even make every character completely androgynous, totally neutral. People would assume they were men, because that's what people's brains do.
But if you gave each character no gender, this game would not change at all.
It's true.
It's just unfortunate, as you said, that they chose to assign the genders the way they did, because it really makes zero difference.
Yeah.
And that's something kind of fascinating.
Jeff
about
could be
this
female. Pooh could be female. There's a character named Pooh.
Although I would want Jeff to stay male because his best friend is implied to be gay, and I think that's really cute.
It is really cute, yeah.
I get that.
Because his best friend helps him escape the academy to go save the world.
He works. They live at a boys' boarding school.
I mean, we could do
It's
a
so
whole
good.
thing about representation of gay characters in video games too. You know?
Oh, that would be just sad.
It would be so much shorter.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know what you mean.
In my opinion, not to make this a ranking system, but Luca is the most feminist character.
The inventor from Chrono Trigger. This one.
The inventor, yeah.
I dig her.
Yeah.
Well, because
I would agree with that.
Because the character traits that define her are not based on her gender, but based on what she's good at. Which is her intelligence.
Although, you could say the same thing about Terra and Celeste. What makes them strong characters has nothing to do with their gender.
But I feel like what makes them strong characters is their magic, which is a somewhat ill-defined inherent trait, as opposed to something that they clearly worked toward. You know what I mean? Like, it's. I'm not saying it's weaker, but I'm saying it's less autonomous than, like, your intelligence. I still think that FF6 and Chrono Trigger are the most feminist of the games we have. So, how do you feel about video games After we've talked about this,
I don't feel like they're very different from pop culture as a whole.
It's great.
actually, I think in some ways they're more regressive than pop culture as a whole.
I would
Video
say in some
games-
ways they are.
Video
yeah.
games as a whole, yes.
Visually, definitely.
Visually, definitely.
In terms of characterization, it's kind of across the board.
Go home.